US allies must aid Ukraine at warp speed. As Russian soldiers showered down on eastern and southern Ukraine, the US defense chief encouraged Ukraine's allies to work quickly to transfer more and heavier weaponry to Kiev. Tuesday, explosions shook Trans-Dniester, knocking away 2 strong radio antennae. A Russian missile also destroyed a key railroad bridge connecting Odesa to Romania, a NATO member, Ukrainian officials claimed. Meanwhile, Poland and Bulgaria, also NATO members, announced the Kremlin had shut off natural gas supplies beginning Wednesday. Poland, a key armament supplier to Ukraine, said this week that it is delivering tanks. Poland said it was ready after years of reducing its dependency on Russian energy. Poland has plenty of gas in storage and 2 new pipelines are coming up shortly, according to Rystad Energy analyst Emily McClain. Bulgaria receives almost 90% of its gas from Russia, and authorities say they are looking for alternatives, including Azerbaijan. Both nations, like practically other Russian gas consumers in Europe, refused to pay in rubles. 2 months of combat have halted Russia's assault, but Ukrainian authorities say they urgently need additional assistance. Officials from almost 40 nations met Tuesday at the U.S. airbase in Ramstein, Germany, with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin promising greater support. After Ukrainian troops rejected Russia's effort to seize Kiev, Moscow now claims it is focused on capturing the Donbas, a mostly Russian-speaking industrial region in eastern Ukraine. People escaping the bombardment queued up Tuesday in Donetsk area, to catch a train bound for the country's west. A wheelchair and a stretcher were loaded into the train. A few suitcases and boxes and the memories of those who did not evacuate in time. Authorities in Mariupol reported Russian military attacked the Azovstal steel facility 35 times in 24 hours. It is the last known Ukrainian fighter foothold in the city. Around 1,000 civilians and 2,000 Ukrainian defenders were thought to be sheltering there. According to Mariupol's mayor's council, Russia is deploying powerful bunker bombs. He also accused Russian soldiers of shelling an escape route from the steel factory. In the northeast, beyond the Donbas, Ukraine reported Russian soldiers bombarded Kharkiv. But it's vital to Russia's apparent northeast-south encirclement of Ukrainian soldiers in the Donbas. Ukrainian army retaliated in Kherson, South Ukraine. After a series of assaults on critical train stations the day before, the Odesa bridge attack seemed to mark a fundamental change in Russia's attitude. Until yet, Moscow has preserved important bridges, presumably hoping to use them to seize Ukraine. Now it seems to be obstructing Ukrainian army and supply movements. The bridge hit caused no casualties, and Ukraine's military confirmed repairs were beginning. There has been tension at the Ukraine-Moldova border since a senior Russian military commander said last week that the Kremlin wants to control all of southern Ukraine so that Trans-Dniester can be reached by around 1,500 Russian soldiers stationed along the Ukrainian border. However, the bombings raised concerns that Russia is stirring up problems in Trans-Dniester to either invade or use the area as a launch pad for strikes on Ukraine. The explosions, according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, were set off by Russia to destabilize Moldova if it supports Ukraine. Defense Secretary Ashton Austin said the US was still investigating the explosions. The US and its NATO partners are hurrying to send artillery and other heavy equipment in time for the key fight for the East. German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht stated her country would give Ukraine with Gepard self-propelled armored anti-aircraft weapons. Chancellor Olaf Scholz is under increasing pressure to supply heavier armaments like tanks. Austin stated that over 30 friends and partners had pledged over $5 billion in military help to Ukraine.